The DJ Duce Podcast. Stream now at djduce.com/podcast.
What's up, folks? Welcome back to the DJ Duce Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Duce. Welcome back, everyone. It's 2022. Been a while since I did a podcast. Definitely has 2 years, to be exact. But here we are. We're back. We're going to be switching the podcast around. We're going to be talking to people in music now, people in history, people in science, people in technology. I want to create a podcast where people learn information. You know, I've been learning a lot of information over the past 2 to 3 years, and I like to share it with the world. And I just think it, in pertaining to the world of music and trying to stick to just the world of music, I wouldn't be doing my fair due diligence and not sharing my knowledge with the world. So I think we want to transition and go into all categories. So that's what we're going to do moving forward. So this particular episode, we're going to be touching on AI and music. AI technology is pretty much in everything now, if you haven't noticed. And it's now in music. We have our first virtual rapper. And people seem to be either excited or terrified like myself. AI technology is coming into the play of humans. Pretty soon you could be going to competing against AI technology for your job. That's where it's going. But anyway, we're going to get into the topic, and I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, we're going to have a lot more coming. I'm going to keep the podcast rolling and try to get things upgraded as far as the camera and microphone situation are. I'm still working with the old traditional radio broadcasting equipment. That's where I originally came from, so bear with me a little bit. I know I'm a little behind on that, but as far as the AI and music goes, I've been working personally now with AI technology for about, I want to say, 3 to 4 months. And my endeavor began with the whole acapella music thing. Before, I used to be able to get my acapellas offline, separate the vocals and the instrumentation from the track. So you were able to, chop up an acapella over a different beat. Well, over time, record labels stopped doing that. Artists became independent, got lazy, didn't want to do their own sampling and their own chopping. So DJs were left on their own to create their own DIY acapellas, more or less, and pretty much put a hamper on the whole mixing and mashup thing for a good portion of hip-hop, unless you were fancy at doing DIY instrumentals and acapellas, which me personally I wasn't back 3-4 years ago. But technology's moved along. I was working with RX something program. I have to get the name on it. I'll leave the link in the description in the podcast. It's a particular software program that separates the vocals of a track and the instrumentation and puts it into 2 single track forms for you. It worked half decent. I got a few tracks off of it, but the whole new AI technology I'm working with right now, whoa. You could pretty much upload anything into it and separate the vocals and the instrumentation, and it does a pretty good job. So a lot more is coming with that. As far as the whole AI technology thing is going, it's not going in the best direction, some people would say. It's coming into your phones, it's coming into your computers now, and now it's competing with you as far as rapping. Take a look at this. The first AI virtual rapper in hip-hop that got signed to Capitol Records. This is reported on djmag.com. It says an AI-powered virtual rapper RN Mika has signed to Capitol Records. It says Capitol Records has signed the AI-powered virtual rapper named FN Mika. He has already released his first single for the major label called Florida Water. And I listened to the Florida Water track. Apparently, he doesn't have his own voice, and they're petitioning for him to get his own voice or something. Apparently, that's coming soon, but that's a topic on a different time. But anyway, back to this. It says the rapper's robot deal was the first of a kind to be on a major label, more or less, according to Music Business Worldwide. So, first of the kind. You know what I mean? No other virtual rappers exist, apparently, other than this FN Mika. Capitol Records claimed that he's the #1 virtual being on TikTok and that he has around 10,000 followers on the platform. Says he's the first AR artist to sign with a major label. Florida Water features human rapper Gunna and Fortnite streamer Clicks and was produced by Turbo and DJ Holiday. Yada, yada, yada. It says Capitol Record Group executive Ryan Rudin told MBW this deal meets and is the intersection of music, technology, and gaming culture, and is described as an evolution of Capitol Records' 80-year history of innovation. F and Mika's the first release music was in 2019. The Moonwalkin' and Internet were his singles apparently. I haven't heard about this guy until like about a few weeks ago. And then he popped on my radar because I seen him sign into Capitol Records of all things, and I'm like, what the hell is a virtual artist? I didn't even know virtual artists exist, like I said, until a few weeks ago. So, pretty disturbing. Like I said, you're going to be competing with virtual music artists pretty soon for not only in music, for your jobs, for education, pretty much for everything. AI is going in everything. So, welcome to 2022, where AI is now going to be making your music, cooking your meals. Pretty soon it's going to be walking your dog, doing the lazy chores you didn't want to do. Yeah, good old AI. We love it. But here's a crazy one. Now, I might be a little standoffish against AI, whole dystopia thing, but some people, they take joy and glee into it. So here's a news clip from, I don't know where it was sent to me, of these anchors, and they seem quite joyful that AI is on the music scene now. Take a listen.
Let's move on. And the future is here. There's a robot rapper on TikTok. Listen to this. Okay, so he has over 10 million followers and a record deal. FN Meka is signed with Capitol Records. It's the world's first augmented reality artist, or AR artist, to be signed with a major label. He has over 1 billion views on TikTok and is the social media platform's top virtual being. His debut single is Florida Water. You guys are already shaking your heads. And it was released just last week.
Woo!
Yeah.
Look at those eyes.
I know. So just so you know, it's a collab between rapper Gunna and professional Fortnite player Clicks. FN Meka, that's the name of this rapper. His voice is a human, and everything else about him is artificial intelligence. So if all of that just went over your head, all those words, you should know basically it's a mix of music, technology, and gaming culture.
Who gets the money?
into
Who gets the money from
somebody
that
getting
record
money.
deal? Who gets the
So apparently right now he's not fully AI personality. He's a human slash AI. I don't know the whole perspective. Apparently though, he's not full AI yet. You know, he's not thinking for himself. He doesn't have emotions. He doesn't want rights, those kind of things. So kind of creepy, I would say. AI in music, gift and a curse, definitely. But for what it's all worth at the end, I would recommend just staying away from it altogether. I know and watch too many movies to see how the AI dystopia turns out, whether it be in music. And one could argue, oh, digital music, it's so great, it done good things for us. Technology, it's very great. It got us further and further ahead in the world. But us as humans just don't know where to draw the line. You know, we create too much, and then the creation, you already know what happens. The creator creates the creation, and then the creation kills the creator. It's kind of like when we were trying to rebel against God and build the Tower of Babel, and he separated it up by changing everyone's voices. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, this isn't nothing what we had in store for you in the future. And yeah, you're making robot dystopian movies come to life, and pretty soon AI technology, it's just going to be what you listen to all the time. You'll no longer listen to human rappers no more. You'll no longer listen to human people such as myself, you. If you make music, you'll just pretty much listen to AI. You'll be listening to the same thing, the same hive mind with different voice mechanics and technology driving maybe a different song, but all the same thing. It all comes from the source, from the hive mind. That's how pretty much AI technology works. But enough with that rant. I pretty much think I got off my chest what I wanted to cover. AI technology and music is here. So what are your thoughts? What are your concerns? Let me know in the comments on YouTube and on the website. I will be back definitely with more podcasts. I got, like I said, a bunch of guests. I'm going to be entertaining and educating on a bunch of topics I learned over the 3 years, and I'm pretty excited to be back podcasting in 2022. AI and technology and music. AI's here. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Thanks for tuning in. The DJ Duce Podcast.